search for traces of life outside the planet Earth based on humans' research and science in SETI.
And today we'll be diving into a quick start tutorial for SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. We'll explain everything you need to know to get started on the game quickly, leaving you to pick up the details and icons as you go along, in 15 minutes or less.
And hello everyone, it's Stella.
And Tarrant, and welcome to Meeple University.
And hey, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, maybe later. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Seriously, your support helps us to create more contents. Now let's get to the classroom.
In SETI, players are space exploration agencies searching the solar system and stars for extraterrestrial intelligence. Players will send probes into the solar system, plotting their movements as the planets revolve around them. And they'll analyse data from distant stars. Faint traces of life will turn to the discovery of alien intelligence. And players will strategically interact with all of these findings in search of points. Whoever scores the most points over 5 rounds of play will be the winner. Each player has a player board, a set of probes, generic action markers, and an income card which will provide you your starting resources. The round then plays in turns, starting from the first player and going clockwise around the table. On your turn, you'll take one of 7 possible main actions, each of which is indicated by one of these hexagon icons. These actions are also shown in your player aid and include the 8th option, which is passing. In addition to one main action, you may also take any number of free actions. There are 4 main types of resource available to your agency: credits, energy, cards in hand, and publicity. Several free actions offer flexibility among these resources, including spending 3 publicity for a card, which you can take from the deck or face-up display. You can exchange 2 credits, energy, or cards for 1 resource of another type. Or you can discard a card from hand for the resource in its top left corner. For 2 credits as a main action, you can launch a probe from Earth. You can have only 1 launched probe on the solar system board at a time. You'll mostly aim to move your probes to planets, and this is done primarily through free actions. You can spend an energy to move, or a card with the movement icon. Leaving an asteroid field costs 2 movement points, and entering any space with an interesting space object increases your agency's publicity. You'll also use the revolution of the planets to your advantage. Anytime anyone takes an action showing this icon, advance this disk and revolve the disk on the main board whose icon you cross. So first it's the inner disk, then it will be the middle disk, which carries the inner disk with it, then the outer disk, which moves all 3 wheels. As in real life, this means that the inner planets will revolve around the Sun more quickly than the outer planets. As a main action from a planet's space, you can spend a credit and an energy to move your probe into that planet's orbit, or you can spend 3 energy to land on its surface. Once anyone has an orbiter around a planet, the landing cost there drops to 2 energy for all players. In all cases, your probe remains there for the rest of the game. Most planets and orbits will accommodate any number of players, although come with some reward for whoever places first. Gain all printed points and rewards for your probe. For planet surfaces, this includes a yellow trace of life, for which you place one of your markers on an open yellow space and gain the rewards you cover. As a main action for a credit and 2 energy, you can scan the nearby stars, which are these areas around the rim of the solar system. Which of the stars you scan depends on the occupied slots of your telescope. Here I'd scan in Earth's current sector, so here Vega, and 1 matching a card in the card row. So here I could pick blue or yellow. Let's say I pick yellow. I discard the chosen card, and choose one of the 2 stars of that colour, so here Kepler. For each of your scans, take the next data token from the star, replacing it with one of your own markers and getting points if indicated, and collect the data to your computer. At the end of a main action in which a star is filled or overfilled, the player who has the most markers present on that star, with ties going to whoever placed latest, claims the main reward, which often includes a pink trace of life. Everyone who's present gains a publicity, and second place gets a 1-step head start for the next time this star is resolved. Stars may end up being resolved multiple times per game, often yielding a lesser reward on subsequent times. And players permanently leave markers above stars to indicate the number of times they've won it, since this could come into scoring later on. As a main action, you can play a card from your hand by paying its printed credit cost. For a white card, you'll resolve its effect and then discard it. A card with a silver box is an in-game mission. Keep it face up once you've resolved any immediate component. Then, once you meet its mission, gain its rewards and flip it face down. Within this, there are 2 types. A conditional mission shows a single condition which you build towards, and once you meet it, even if you've already met it when you played it, you gain the reward and flip it down. Triggerable missions show individual smaller actions, and you'll cover one for its reward only if you take that action after the card is on the table. Each trigger can be filled once, and once they're all filled, that's when you complete the mission. A card with a gold box scores at the end of the game. As a main action for 6 publicity, you first rotate the planets and then develop a tech. Choose any tech among the 12, gain the benefit printed on its back, and place it into its slot of your player board. Techs upgrade your other main actions, such as allowing you to have 2 launched probes at once, by eliminating the extra movement penalty from an asteroid field, and giving you publicity for seeing one, by giving you the ability to land on a moon with the land action. You can't normally land on these high-yielding competitive spaces unless you have this upgrade, while these will further upgrade the number of stars you can scan for a single scan action. As you collect data, you can input it to your computer from left to right as a free action, gaining any benefits you cover. Once your computer is full, you can analyze the data as a main action for 1 energy, clearing out your computer ready to be filled again, and gaining a blue trace of life. The game has 5 different extraterrestrial races, and 2 are chosen randomly in setup. At the end of a turn, when a race has at least a full set of traces, it gets revealed, and has its own new rules which get introduced to play. These give you new coloured spaces you can choose when you gain a trace of life, and give you access to new and powerful cards, more valuable than the ones from the base deck. I won't cover how they all work in this video, but the different combinations will give you many ways to enjoy the game. If you're playing with fewer than 4 players, neutral markers will be placed at 20 and 30 on the score track during setup, and when any player passes a marker, it gets placed on the leftmost open space, which triggers life, ensuring both races get introduced at a similar time in each game. Once you can no longer afford to take actions or otherwise don't want to, your main action will be to pass. Discard down to 4 cards, rotate if first, and gain a card from the end of round stack. Earlier to pass gains a better range of choices. Once everyone's passed, players gain income in credits, energy, and cards drawn blindly from the deck based on their starting card, and anything they've tucked under the card for its income benefit. This process of tucking a card is shown here. It occurs when you gain this icon from an effect on the board, and lets you slot a card from your hand into your income pile, gaining its benefit both immediately and in all subsequent income phases. Now rotate the first player marker and proceed to the next round. Players aim to score victory points. In addition to any points that you collect through the game, there are 4 common endgame objectives, and when you reach 25, 50 or 70 in-game points, immediately select one of those objectives and the number of points you'll gain for it. The best choice of objective goes to whoever is earliest to score these points. After 5 rounds, add up all of your points and the player with the highest score wins. And that's our quick start tutorial for Seti. For everything else you need to know, check your player aids and the appendices of the rulebook.
And thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know and share it with your friends, and hopefully you have a wonderful day. See you next time.